I think it's important for the government to measure the performance of every sector. This is to ensure that the policies that has been set is effective. With that, we can improve our services to the community. We have one department that is responsible to monitor, to oversee, and to govern the policies of the prison department in Malaysia. The division is the Prison Policy Division. This division is divided into two sections, which is the first is Policy Section and the second is Recidivist Section. The Policy Section is responsible to set the policy, the standard of the prison department in Malaysia. It also will formulate, coordinate and implement the policy related to the correctional in Malaysia. The Recidivist Section is responsible to examine and to evaluate the effectiveness of the policies that has been implemented in the prison department in Malaysia. It also will prepare proposal to evaluate the effectiveness of the policies and the KPI in prison department. There are a lot of issues related to the prison division. The main issue that always happen among staff is the integrity. This is the biggest challenge that will affect the overall performance of the prison department in Malaysia. The staff of prison department in Malaysia is exposed to the risk of smuggling with the inmate in the prison. Therefore, the management of prison department in Malaysia always have initiative to prevent the issues from happening. One of the initiatives is the Prison Department in Malaysia will conduct one program named Camp Bina Insan Selangor. The purpose of the camp is to instill the responsibility and to build a good character in every staff. As a person who has been working with public sector for almost 20 years, I will make sure that public sector in Malaysia will serve the community with integrity. Thank you and stay safe. Kita jaga kita.
That is a representative from PDRM in explaining the execution of performance measurement in police department. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good morning. You are now watching What's the News. I am Zikir, your moderator for today. It is exactly what you think it is. Today's news we are going to discuss the topic called performance measurement. Before that, I would like to define what is actually performance measurement. So here, based on Stephen 2014, performance measurement and management is a management and research paradox. On one hand, it provides management with many critical, useful and needed functions. Yet, there is evidence that it can adversely affect performance. Meaning to say, any organization's on sector performance must be measured to analyze or evaluate the effectiveness of their workings. It is very important actually for an organization to have a performance measurement because it is the right thing to do so because the public are actually account and have to increase their confidence in the public sector. Therefore, the government has to ensure that all their sectors are actually being evaluated effectively. Now, we are going to focus on a specific country and we have selected 3 countries and we have requested a short clip video for them to talk about performance measurement in their respective country. Let us start with Indonesia.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan selamat sore semuanya ya. Sebelumnya terima kasih atas jemputannya Mas Zikri. Sekarang aku mau bagikan dikit informasi tentang performance measurement gitu yang dipraktikkan di Indonesia sendiri, yaitu namanya laporan akuntabilitas kinerja institusi pemerintah atau LAKIP atau Inggrisnya Performance Accountability Report of State Apparatus. Jadi LAKIP ini dimapan karena perkembangan of new public management, yaitu untuk menambah akuntabilitas dan seterusnya untuk meningkatkan transparency of the government, yaitu pemerintah Indonesia lah. Seterusnya LAKIP ini memberikan informasi kinerja dan sistem yang lebih sebanding, lebih material dan pokoknya lebih bermanfaat untuk digunakan dalam decision making sesebuah sektor publik itu. Nah, lepas itu kita nambahin lagi tentang isu-isu performance measurement ini. Pertama sekali tentang kendala politik yang aku percaya isu ini juga hadir bukan saja di Indonesia, malah dalam negara lain juga. Di mana manajer untuk dipisahkan diri dari politik itu sangat sukar. Terus dari segi mempertimbangkan semua harapan dan needs dari setiap pemangku kepentingan, di mana ada lebih banyak pemangku kepentingan lain selain daripada penduduk Indonesia itu sendiri. Dan isu terakhir yang sempat aku nyelitkan dalam video ini adalah enggak semua performance measurement yang diimplementasikan itu berhasil dan dimanfaatkan untuk memperbaiki decision making proses. Sebagai contoh, performance measurement yang dirancang dengan buruk sekali bukan hanya mengakibatkan sektor publik itu tidak menerima sebarang manfaat, malah menghasilkan perilaku dysfunctional dalam sektor itu sendiri. Jadi di sini aku ngerasa yang patutnya dilakukan oleh pemerintah Indonesia itu adalah dengan membuat proper planning. As cliche as it may be, perencanaan itu adalah sangat penting untuk memastikan kemungkinan sesebuah performance measurement itu rusak adalah sangat tipis. Sebagai contoh, really do a thorough research on what is the recipe in making the implementation of PMS, Performance Measurement System, is a success. Jadi, di sini antara resepnya adalah instruksi yang bagus dari orang atas, yaitu top management. Instruksi ini termasuklah memberi dukungan dan bimbingan saat menyiapkan laporan kinerja, terutamanya dalam menentukan indikator mana yang sesuai untuk digunakan. Keduanya, dorongan yang diberikan kepada para pekerja ini untuk bertungkus lumus dalam memastikan PMS ini berhasil diimplementasikan. Bagaimana untuk memastikan mereka sentiasa bermotivasi? Itu adalah bergantung kepada cara orang atas mengendalikannya dan memastikan para pekerjanya terus bersemangat untuk menghasilkan PMS yang berjaya, yang berhasil gitu. Jadi itu saja yang sempat aku nyampaikan dalam video ini. Terus ke studio balik bersama Mas Zikril.
Thank you, Miss Hidayah from Indonesia. It is interesting that Indonesia has their own performance measurement, which they use Lakip to actually measure the performance. But what about other countries? Let us see performance measurement from Thailand.
Hello and Sawadee. I am Sulakawa representing Thailand. In Thailand, a research unit for the Royal Thai government aims to transform a bureaucracy into a more mobile and robust structure known as M-Government. This initiative is a very flexible, high-performance and responsive government in order to serve their best for the public. Under current consideration, one of the two important components in this government is performance measurement. In the past, various initiatives implemented to support the public sector reforms such as strategic and performance-based management, e-learning, public-private partnership, process improvement, decentralization, knowledge management, and also governing by networks. After implementing the performance measurement in public sector in Thailand, it now becomes an essential part of a quality management system and also acts as a prerequisite to attain a learning behavior of public sector. The public sector in Thailand authorized performance measurement as part of performance agreement between an agency's head and the superior. This requirement is a part of an effort to integrate a 4-year strategic planning with annual performance goals and targets into a management process with individual agencies. And in my opinion itself, the performance measurement helps to bring new terms and concepts such as efficiency, productivity and quality into day-to-day operations in each of public agencies in Thailand. An award also has been introduced in public sector called PMQA, which was established by the Thailand Productivity Center together with the Office of the Public Sector Development Commission, which is also known as OPDC, with the intention to promote and enhance the quality management of public sector in Thailand. The criteria being assessed for this award consists of 7 aspects, which are leadership, strategic planning, client and stakeholder focus, measurement, analysis and knowledge management, human resource focus, process management, and lastly, performance result. And the interesting part of the performance measurement in Thailand is they get the full support and encouragement by the Budget Bureau and also Ministry of Finance of Thailand. in developing the performance measurement, which they think that it is unique in order to monitor and evaluate the progress of each of organization and public agencies in Thailand. Overall, the implication of performance measurement in Thailand have turned out to become broader and more far-reaching and acts as important management tool to help or direct an organization and operation itself to a better future, since it has a really good indicator for all the public sector in Thailand. Thank you.
That is from Thailand. Thank you, Ms. Huda, for the explanations. I really hope my audience and the watcher actually taking note on what actually Ms. Huda actually have told you. It is about changing. The government has changed the bureaucracy to what it's called M-government. And they also have an award system to actually measure the performance. It is called as PMQA, and it's very interesting if the government actually executed it. Now, our last country, Finland. Let's hear about it.
Everyone, thanks for having me today. Okay, the development and the tools to measure the performance of the public sector in Finland is totally different from private sector. The reason is because the first one is many stakeholders have a conflict needs among each other. The second problem is that the end products or the goals are undefined. This is because it is difficult for them to determine their main goals or target setting for the whole department due to a lot of numbers of managers in one organization. The last reason is lack of management skills. This is because when in an organization there are a lot of managers, some might not understand their own responsibilities, their own objective. So they might misinterpret, or they will have difficulties to have a straight vision of what they actually need to do or what the actual goals of the organization. In my opinion, there are a few strategies that government of Finland can apply to upgrade or to improve the performance of the public sector. The first thing is, it is good if one government only have one strategy. If one government can make up their mind to have one ultimate goals, therefore the cross-sectional organization will work together to achieve the ultimate goals, and it is easier for the government to measure the performance from time to time. The next recommendation is the government should identify a clear path for reform. Once the government have identified the real priorities, they should stick to that priorities and then put extra effort, extra resources to it to reach the ultimate goals. Third recommendation is the government or the public sector need to build a strong knowledge of infrastructure to work through various borders. For example, the international borders, the national borders, the psychological borders. They can easily penetrate the borders, or maybe can break down the borders to improve the performance of the sector. Okay, I think that's all about the public sector in Finland. Thank you for having me today. Nakamin. Bye bye everyone. Stay safe.
Well, that is Finland. It is very different from the both countries before that we have discussed. They have certain problems that have been highlighted by Ms. Zulaika just now from Finland, and I really hope the government actually improvise and improve their performance measurement. So, it could conclude that different countries use a different performance measurement. It is basically depends on the governmental system, whether which kind of performance measurement have been decided by the government. Alright people, we have come to an end of the show. Thank you for watching. We will meet again. I am Zikru signing off. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.